Выстрел! Ну как обстановка?
Обстановка замечательная, погода прекрасная, работаем всем, чем можем. Работаем на подавление, группы уже заходят в необходимый нам дом. Работаем.
Зашли уже, нет?
Да заходят, дорабатывают угол и, вскрыв угол, будут продвигаться дальше. Оттуда оказывается сопротивление противникам, но под шквалом огня и доблести мы продвигаемся вперед.
Выявляем цели, отрабатываем с РПГ. Пошли.
Давай.
Пошла клетка, да?
Относительно опять. Отрабатываем наши грачи. Мужики работают достаточно хорошо.
Работала в направлении по позициям, находящимся за давкой, которые вот буквально вчера их только взяли. Противник еще находится тоже в ближайших домах.
Так мы сформуем. Мы чисто перекрестим, парни пошли занимать следующую позицию.
Сказать, что надо делать вот так, вот так. То есть я, допустим, с них требую тогда, когда я сам это делаю. Если я могу это сам сделать, я с них это требую. За каждого солдатика, то есть мы переживаем. То есть это не потребует.
У нас походу гости. Да.
Красавчик, прям четко попал.
Кто там? Переходят. Дорога, аккуратнее. Че, ушли?
Да, один. Они, нет, один вот, одного вот около газели там положили.
Бредим, все бредим.
Rare footage reveals harsh reality of Russian combat operations in battle for Bakhmut. A rare and highly detailed combat film documenting the operations of Russian troops during the Battle of Bakhmut, Artyomovsk, has been released, offering a brutally honest look into the realities of modern urban warfare. The footage sheds light on the immense challenges faced by infantry, artillery units, and assault groups in the complex and bloody fight for control of one of the most contested cities in the conflict. Unlike promotional or sanitized portrayals, the film captures the raw essence of war, its brutality, unpredictability, and human cost. Each advance through the ruins of the city is not just a statistic on a military briefing, but a testament to the systematic, relentless efforts of soldiers fighting block by block, building by building. The camera follows Russian assault teams as they engage in the methodical clearing of fortified urban structures. Scenes show small squads breaching enemy-held buildings, using close-quarters tactics under the constant threat of sniper fire, booby traps, and ambushes. The storming of entrenched positions involves coordination between infantry, armored vehicles, and artillery support, with every step measured and deliberate. Particularly striking is the documentary's unflinching honesty. It does not attempt to glorify the battle. Instead, it highlights operational difficulties, from lost momentum in certain sectors to tactical errors that required rapid adaptation. Delays caused by enemy resistance, miscommunication under fire, and the harsh environmental conditions are all shown without censorship. These moments of vulnerability are essential to understanding the cost of progress. They reveal that each captured quarter comes with heavy burdens, emotional, logistical, and human. Russian commanders and soldiers featured in the footage speak candidly about the difficulty of sustaining momentum in such a chaotic and deadly environment, and how each meter of territory gained is the result of grinding, coordinated effort. The film also illustrates the invaluable roles of support units, including medics, sappers, and logistical crews, whose efforts keep the frontline fighters operational. Under constant threat, they repair routes, evaluate the wounded, and ensure the flow of ammunition and supplies to those under fire. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. The Sever group of forces engaged clusters of manpower and hardware of 5 mechanized brigades of the AFU and 2 territorial defense brigades close to Zapsali, Magritsa, Unikovka, Ugroidi, Veliki Prikol, and Mirapolskoy, Sumy region. The AFU losses amounted to up to 220 troops, an armored fighting vehicle, 16 motor vehicles, and 6 artillery guns. 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. The Zapad group of forces liberated Kamenka, Kharkov region. Russian troops hit units of 3 mechanized brigades, an assault brigade of the AFU, and 2 territorial defense brigades close to Dviregnia, Moskovka, Senkovo, Kupiansk, Kharkov region, Novoy, Yampol, and Kirovsk, Donetsk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to more than 240 troops, 8 motor vehicles, and 3 field artillery guns, including 2 manufactured by NATO states. 1 Curtis electronic warfare station and 6 ammunition depots have been neutralized. Units of the UD group of forces took more advantageous lines and positions. The Russian armed forces inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of 3 mechanized brigades, an airmobile brigade of the AFU, and 2 territorial defense brigades close to Chasov Yar, Petrovka, Serebryanka, Seversk, Ryalexandrovka, Konstantinovka, Katarinovka, Dadievka, and Pleshchievka, Donetsk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to up to 230 troops, 2 armored fighting vehicles including a US-made M113 armored personnel carriers, 2 pickup trucks, and a field artillery gun. 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Center group of forces improved the tactical situation. Russian elements damaged units of 2 heavy mechanized brigades, 3 mechanized brigades, a Jaeger brigade, an assault regiment of the armed forces of Ukraine, and 2 National Guard brigades close to Mirlyabovka, Lysovka, Novaya Poltavka, Ulyanovka, Tarasovka, Bogdanovka, Uspanovka, and Udaknoy, Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost more than 375 troops, 2 armored fighting vehicles, 2 motor vehicles, and an Israeli-made radar. Units of the Vostok group of forces continued advancing into the depth of enemy defense. The Russian troops inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of 2 Jaeger brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine and 2 territorial defense brigades near Guliapol, Chervonoy, Zaporozhye region, and Novopol, Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy's losses amounted to up to 170 troops, 2 armored fighting vehicles, 4 motor vehicles, and 3 artillery guns. The Dnieper group of forces engaged 2 coastal defense brigades of the AFU and 3 territorial defense brigades near Kamenskoye, Zaporozhye region, Belozerka, Tokarevka, Nikolskoye, and Dniprovskoye, Kherson region. The AFU lost up to 75 troops, 3 motor vehicles, a field artillery gun, and an electronic warfare station. Operational tactical aviation, attack unmanned aerial vehicles, and missile troops and artillery of the Russian groups of forces have hit ammunition depots of the AFU as well as temporary deployment areas of the Ukrainian armed forces in 154 areas. Russian air defense systems have downed 3 US-made JDAM guided bombs and 234 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the enemy lost 661 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 54,179 unmanned aerial vehicles, 605 anti-aircraft missile systems, 23,071 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,553 MLRS combat vehicles, 24,224 field artillery guns and mortars, 34,689 units of support military vehicles,